On Cathedral Island, you'll come across not only the famous botanical garden, but also hidden green corners waiting to be discovered. Check one behind the Lion's Gate restaurant, another behind St. Jadwiga's Cafe, and a particularly charming one beside the Garden Cafe, when you can sit and enjoy a view of the National Museum and Polish Hill. Today, Cathedral Island is not only a place of beautiful churches. Here you'll also find the building of the Pontifical Faculty of Theology, the Metropolitan Seminary, the Archdiocesan Curia, and the Bishop's Palace. The island is also home to Caritas of the Archdiocese of Wrocław, the Archdiocese Bookstore, the Archdiocese Library, a convent of sisters, and even a residence for retired priests. So basically, it is still a small Vatican. If you are exploring Cathedral Island, it's definitely worth stopping by the Archdiocese Museum. Guided tours are available from Wednesday to Sunday at 12 for groups of at least 5 people, and you can also explore on your own with an e-guide set. More details are available on the museum's website, link below. One of the real highlights here is the painting Madonna Under Fir Trees. It was commissioned by the Cathedral chapter back in 1510 and painted by Lucas Cranach the Elder. You might also know him as the artist behind the famous portrait of Martin Luther. Anyway, the Madonna originally hung in Wrocław Cathedral and stayed there until World War II, when it disappeared during the destruction of Festung Breslau. In 1946, it was returned to the Polish Church, but during conservation work in 1960, experts realized it was only a copy. The story goes that German clergy had forged the painting, smuggled the original to West Germany, and sold it there. The authentic Madonna finally made its way back to Wrocław in 2012, and today it's valued at 10 million euros. You'll find both the copy and the original displayed side by side, so you can compare them. But the museum has much more to offer than just one masterpiece. You can see Poland's oldest historic bell dating back to 1300, as well as treasures of antiquity, including an Egyptian mummy from the 3rd century BC. Another gem is the Book of Hendrików, written after 1268, which contains the very first sentence ever recorded in Polish. The author, a German monk, slipped it into his Latin chronicle as a line spoken by a Czech knight to his Polish wife, a beautiful reminder of the multicultural history of Lower Silesia. The collection also covers Gothic and medieval art, plus Renaissance and Baroque works, and the building itself is stunning, a Gothic gem with gorgeous historic interiors. It's a real must-see when you're visiting Cathedral Island. Plan to spend at least an hour here to take it all in. The skyline of Cathedral Island is marked by a strikingly white building completed in 2020. This is the Archdiocesan Library, built on the site of the former Collegium Clericorum, a dormitory of seminary students that was completely destroyed during World War II. Since no one knows what color the original building was, the new one was modeled after its predecessor but left unpainted. Does it look unusual? Certainly, it stands out sharply from the surrounding architecture. And what do heritage conservators think? Opinions are always divided. Dominating the island is the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, a magnificent Gothic structure. It stands where smaller churches once rose. The very first stone church dating back to the 10th century was the pre-Romanesque building, shown as red in the picture. Over time, it was followed by the yellow, green and grey buildings. And the current cathedral is already the 4th on this very spot, built between the 13th and 14th centuries. Throughout the centuries, wars and fires forced repeated rebuilding and renovation, so today the cathedral showcases a fascinating mix of styles and periods. One of the towers is open to visitors, offering a stunning panorama. You can learn more about this viewpoint in the episode Viewpoints in Wrocław, link below. Inside, the cathedral's greatest treasure is the dazzling silver altar of Bishop Andreas Jerin, completed in 1591. Its construction cost $10,000, a fortune equal to the value of a medium-sized town at the time. The Baroque chapels and the altar of St. John the Baptist are open to visitors on specific dates and required an additional ticket, available at the entrance on the left. In total, the cathedral houses 21 chapels. Music lovers will appreciate the impressive organ, which incorporates surviving parts from the monumental instrument once housed in the Centennial Hall, the largest in Poland until 2005. Today, the country's biggest organ can be found in the Basilica in Lichen. The cathedral suffered immense damage during the siege of Festung Breslau in spring 1945. 70% of the building was destroyed when German ammunition stored inside exploded. To this day, an exploded shell from World War II can still be seen embedded in these outer walls. The grounds in front of and alongside the cathedral were once a cemetery. There are many cardinals and archbishops buried within the cathedral too. The most important crypt opens once a year on November the 1st for All Saints' Day. A unique feature of Cathedral Island is its about 100 gas lamps, which are lit by hand every evening at sunset by a lamplighter in a black coat and top hat and extinguished at dawn. Ostrow Tumski is the best visited several times, once on a Sunday when it's crowded but most if not all of the churches are open. Another time in the evening at sunset to watch the lamplighter lighting the gas lamps. And during the week when there are fewer people, so you can quietly explore the cathedral interior and the viewing tower. That was long, but I think I captured the most important things about the Cathedral Island. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please consider supporting my channel by buying me a coffee through the Buy Coffee portal link below. See you soon!